Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you some brick paver maintenance with polymeric sand. This will be a simple tutorial, so let's get right into the video. As you can see right here, I have these brick pavers or these stone pavers. This is also known as interlocking stone or just interlocking because of the way that they're put together. But essentially they are pavers, they're stone pavers that are sort of in the shapes of bricks, and they're laid down like bricks, okay? And there are some pretty serious maintenance that you have to do with polymeric sand every so often, okay? So what happens is weeds grow, and also grass grows, and plants grow in between those little crevices right there. You probably see this happening, right? There are even some spots on this interlocking where there are still some growth. You can see over there, there's like still some growth in certain spots you can see along there. But they grow in between. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to pull out all of that growth, all of those weeds, that grass, those plants that are growing between the stones, okay? So some people will use a pressure washer to do this, but what I did and what I like to do is I just get down on my hands and knees and use my hands, just pull out every single piece of grass, okay? And every single growth of plant or weeds that are growing in there. Then what I like to do is I like to get an old screwdriver that I've used for many years. So it's kind of, it was a flathead, now it's sort of rounded off. And what I do is I take this old screwdriver, and then for every single gap, I take it and I just run it through like that. Just like that. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. For every single gap in the entire area. Okay? What that's going to do is that's going to really clear out any additional dirt that's in there, and it's gonna give it a nice little crevice for it to work with. Okay, so once you've done that, you've gotten rid of all of the growth in there, you now want to set it up where you can seal it so that nothing else will grow. And you have to, I call this maintenance because some people think you do this once and you're good. You're gonna have to do this probably every few years, depending on how good of a job you do, okay? If you wanna make sure that there's no serious growth happening. So what you wanna do is you wanna get some polymeric sand. I have some polymeric sand right here. Sorry, the sun is really shining on the camera screen, so it's hard for me to see, so I'm gonna take my time when I'm doing this, but you wanna get your polymeric sand. You're gonna need the polymeric sand. You're also going to need a broom. I like to use a broom like this, like sort of a push broom, because it moves the sand really well. And you're also gonna need a hose with a sprayer that has like a mist setting, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by putting the polymeric sand down on the ground. I have this area here left. I did the rest of the interlocking already, but I have this area left. Okay, so we're gonna just put it just a little bit. You don't need a ton because, I mean, you only want to get it inside of the crevices, okay? Then when I'm sweeping around the polymeric sand, I like to put on a respirator. You can wear a dust mask. I recommend that you protect your lungs very simply because you only get one set. So I'm gonna put this on. There we go. Hopefully you can still hear me and understand me well enough. But I have my respirator on. Whenever I'm sweeping it around, I always wear this. Then you're gonna get your broom. Then you're gonna sweep all of this into the cracks and crevices. So as you can see here, you're lightly sweeping it. I'm not going aggressively, I'm not digging it down. You're just gonna sweep it over, just like that. You're gonna brush it over, okay? So anywhere that you see a crevice that you can work with, you're gonna brush it over, just like this. Okay? Keep doing that until you've gone over every single crevice. As you can see right here, it already looks much better. Even when you're just brushing it over, it's going to look much better. Okay? So we've almost done all of the area right over here. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. So when you're done filling in the crevices, you want to make sure that you sweep away any excess, because when you spray it with a mist in a moment, whatever is on there on the paver will get solidified on there for a long while. So you want to make sure you sweep off the excess. I'm going to get rid of all of the excess like that. A light sweep, okay? Very, very light sweep, just like that. Okay? Just like that. Now, 1 second, I'm going to fill in the area over here. Just 1 second, right here. I got some area right here that I want to fill in right here. There we go. Okay. So, I'm going to take off my respirator now. Very important that you just do a light sweep, because you don't want to remove the polymeric sand that you worked hard to get into the crevices. You just want to lightly sweep it so you remove the excess. You want to remove what's on top of the brick pavers. You do not want to remove what's inside of the crevices. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hose over here, and you only want to mist it. You're not looking for a hard spray. You want to lightly mist the area. So I'm going to get my hose. I'm just going to lightly mist it, just like that. Okay? And you're going to wait. You don't have to wait long, but you want to do this on a sunny day when it's also not going to rain for a little while. Okay? So in this case, it's not going to rain for a few days, so I know I'm good. But you want to make sure it's probably at least not going to rain like until at least the next day. Okay? But you want to spray it on. Okay? Then you want to wait a few minutes. It doesn't even have to be a few minutes, because in this case, like, it is super hot and super sunny right now. This is almost the hottest day of the year when I'm filming this. When you see it, it might be a different day. It might even be a long time from when I'm filming this. But, you know, because I schedule a lot of my videos well in advance. But it's a really hot day right now. So, I mean, you can already see that it's already starting to dry up really quickly. So I'm good to go to spray it again. You just want to spray it. You want to let it dry just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And you can see, look at this. Already over here, you can already see it's starting to dry. So at this point, I can go and hit it one more time with a light mist. And I'm going a little bit heavier now, because this is going to sit for a while. That's it, and you're good. You want to let this dry. Once it dries and it cures, it will solidify all of the polymeric sand, because polymeric sand has a binding agent inside of it. It's going to solidify all the polymeric sand, and it's going to make sure that it is nice and in place, and it just fills in those cracks and crevices. You're going to be good for hopefully at least a few years. If you do a really good job, you could probably get away with 5 years at least. And then when you start seeing some new growth, you can either fill in those little spots that might have not taken properly, or that might not, you know, not be full enough. Or you can take that time and you can just redo the entire thing. But like I said, if you do a good job, you should be good for 5 years, and it's just part of the maintenance of brick pavers. That's it. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video tutorial. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.